Hey y'all, it's your girl Mariah Sincere, and I am back with another live. Y'all know I was supposed to come on yesterday. I do apologize for not coming on. See what happened was my internet was tripping real bad. So it was going in and out because we had some storms. I'm kind of up in the mountains, so yeah, it wasn't really gonna work for you, girl. But I almost didn't make it today because it was tripping today, but it looks like it's doing okay. So we're gonna try this thing out, guys. So the topic of discussion today is Cam Newton and Jazzy. Oh my God, y'all! I'm so sick. I am so sick of seeing this. Like, I am so sick of. I wish people would just be honest. Like, I wish a lot of, I wish people would stop defending their BS and be honest about who they are, honestly and truly. Like, I wish people would be honest and just be like, I'm undisciplined. I move in fear. Like, I just want the bag. I'm willing to do anything for the bag. I wish people would just keep it all the way 1,000, but people can't keep it 1,000. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to break that situation all the way down today. Remember, guys, as you're coming in, hit the like button. That helps people know that I'm live. It helps my content get circulated across these YouTube streets. And also comment in the comment section, because the more interactive y'all are, the better these lives be. And I'm pulling up these videos right now. Cause baby, I cannot. Give me 1 second. Okay. Cause I'm pulling all this up. All right. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all this. Okay. Guys, oh, I want to show you this candle that I got at this festival here in Colombia and Envigado. They have this. It's called the Festival de Carriel, and basically a carriel is like it's like a little bag that the basically the farmers would wear, the men would wear. So they have like a whole festival to celebrate it. But anyways, look at this candle, y'all. It's so cute. It's clear and it's got maracuya in it, which is like a really popular fruit here in Colombia. Can y'all see? I personally don't like it. It's a little too like bitter. It has too much of a sour taste to me, but it smells amazing. But they love maracuya. Maracuya. They put it in like water, like flavored water. They put it in um desserts. They put it in ice cream. They love it, but it's not my cup of tea, really. But the smell is amazing. Okay. All right, just to let y'all know before I get some people in here, I have another YouTube channel called The Passport Sis, and also my TikTok. To me, my travel TikTok is popping more than my YouTube channel right now. So if you want to see me post content about Colombia and my travels, I'm getting ready to do a trip to Peru. Then, follow me on TikTok at The Passport Sis. I'll put it in the description box. Also, I am available to do any type of like coaching. If it's a situation that you're going through, you can't leave that man or woman alone. You feeling sad, you feeling depressed, you don't have a plan in life, you feel like you just can't make it. Okay. Hit your girl up at my email address, mariahclayton17 at gmail.com. I got you. We can schedule a time to talk about it. I started out this year completely depressed and decided to change my life. Yeah, I didn't even know I was gonna be living in a whole nother country at the beginning of the year. Honestly and truly, I just thought I was gonna move to a different part of Dallas. But once it got put in my spirit, no, you need to go to Medellin, Colombia. That was a wrap. I started preparing and I made that thing happen in 6 months and been rocking and rolling ever since then. So I'm one of those people, when I decide it's time for a change, when I decide it's time to do something different, then that's just is what it is. So I'm the first person you need to hit up in regards to doing that, because I don't have no fear in regards to starting over, um, doing things differently, trying new things, and hey, just failing forward. Okay, so again, if you are in here, go ahead and hit the like button, comment. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So, um, what it looks like is that Cam Newton brought on a psychologist named Dr. Bryant. Now, why he did that, I don't know why he would do that. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these people who feel like they're so evolved, and they feel like they're evolved because they can have multiple partners and carry on multiple relationships and connections with people, even though these connections are superficial and fear based. They feel like they have evolved spiritually to a point that other people have not. And I don't understand that, right? So, he can have these type of conversations with little girls and women who are silly, but we're going to see how quickly the conversation goes left when he gets a grown woman in front of him that is not about to let him play in her face. That actually has some sense. Okay. Now, just to give y'all some background on the situation, Cam Newton has three baby mothers, right? So he got his first baby mom was she used to be a dancer, and that, I'm not judging her. She seemed like she's a sweet lady. I think she had four kids by him, and she came into the relationship with a kid. And I'm gonna give Cam his props, because he treats that kid from the previous relationship like his own kid. He includes that in his kids when he say he got 8 kids. Okay. Um, so basically, Cam said that when he started that relationship with that baby mother, that she said that she didn't want to be married. So he got with her young. She was a dancer. And to be honest, a lot of dancers don't want to get married. Or when they're young, they say, "Oh, I don't want to get married." Hey, Bink, I'm happy to see you, girl. This gonna be a good live. We're gonna break down Mr. Cam. Okay. But so he got with his first baby mom. When she was young, she's a dancer. Like, dancers have a different perception of men than the vast majority of women do, right? This is what you can't do to dancers. You cannot do that. It's the men you choose to dancers, right? Because women that have worked up in a club know they have seen all different kind of men from all different type of socioeconomic statuses. Men who are married, single, bi, yes, you're gay, straight, everything in between, come up in that club, and they have observed men in a situation where they can be free, right? Where they can be, okay. You said my volume is a bit low. Can you hear me better now? What, can you hear me better now, Bink? Okay, I'm gonna keep talking. Yeah, so I think that should be better. Okay, perfect. So dancers have observed men in their most primal states from all different type of socioeconomic statuses, from all races, backgrounds, walks of life. So a lot of dancers say they don't want to get married. So she got into that relationship with Cam, saying she didn't want to get married. She was okay with having four kids not married, and then the situation turned after she had the kids, where she was telling him like, okay, well, now I want to get married. And it kind of blindsided him, and that's understandably so, because if you've been telling this man that you don't want to get married for years and all of a sudden you want to get married, he thought the situation was cool. He didn't want to marry you no way. Um so that kind of goes back to like, as women, we have to give ourselves time. These are conversations like the older generation needs to be having with the younger girls. Before you make those type of definitive statements, you need to know yourself, and you don't know yourself in your early 20s. Hey, Cha-Cha, how are you, sis? Okay, I got my girls in here with me. Yeah, so you don't know yourself enough to say, in your early 20s that you don't want to get married, but then you proceed to have all these kids. And that is the result of piss poor training. Okay, because now you don't have any cards to play, and that was the situation with Cam Newton's baby mother. Okay, you sitting up here telling this man you want to get married, ma'am. You're completely at his mercy now, because he can't get anything from you out of marriage that he has not already got out of you. Ladies, our womb, honestly, if it is a man who wants kids, your womb is the only card that you have to play. If he want kids by you, it's the only card that you have to play. There's nothing else that you can do. Anything outside of that, you are at that man's mercy. Yeah, girl, it's a complete setup. This whole baby mama culture, it's a complete setup. And that's why a lot of times these men get these women pregnant and they go on to the next, or these men act right, they act away until the woman gets pregnant and has the kids. And then it's that switch up, that bait and switch, because now, regardless of what happens between you and that man, he has to be in your life for the rest of them kids' life. He has access to you. So, and I'm not saying here, I'm not saying that like marriage is the best thing for women. I'm talking specifically about women who want to get married, but then you pull that after you've already had the babies. That's not smart. So they end up breaking up, okay? And not too long after that, he got another woman pregnant. I believe this woman was pregnant while they were still together, had a baby by her. Then he got with Jazzy. Now, if y'all don't know Jazzy, Jazzy is the person who does the Toya Turn Up. Let me see if I can pull up Toya Turn Up. Before she got with Cam, I used to watch her, and she was really funny. Like, and the commentary she used to make about me, it was given like Halle Berry Baps. That's what Jazzy gives. And she's a really pretty girl. So she had a big following. But she used to always talk down on, women staying with men who, cheat on them and disrespect them and all that. But we're going to see how it all changes when she gets with Cam Newton. Okay, so here's a Toya Turn Up video. I'm gonna play this. Okay, give me a second. This is her telling you what to do if you decide shit.
Business from zero. I would have focused on.
What's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Toya Teaches, where I'm here to get your life all the way together, bitch. Today's email comes from LaShante from Houston. Oh, girl, last time I went to Houston, I met James Harden, and let's just say I left his beard real glossy, because he a freak. So LaShante said, Dear Toya, I've been dating a dude for...
Now, that seemed like a joke at the time, but I'm wondering now if Cam was like her first baller. Like I wonder if this was strategic, because y'all gonna see the switch up. The switch up was so drastic. I wonder if this was always her plan.
6 months, and I found out he got a girlfriend. Do that make me a side chick? If So, how do I upgrade to be a main chick? If you's a side chick, boo, stay in your lane. You don't want to be a main chick. If he try to come to your house and try to tell you about the problems he had with his girl, talking about, oh, she tripping, tell him, fix it. Boo, well, are you doing this right? Are you doing that right? Steer him in a direction to stay with her, because you don't want him coming over here and messing up all your shit. You got it good. Because think about it. Right now, you probably see him, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Imagine waking up to his ass with morning breath every goddamn day, poking you in the back, talking about, I'm horny, all that shit.
I wonder if this is how she feels about Cam. Like, of course, obviously, like right now, she the main chick, right? Like, she's the one that lives with him. But like, okay, she already had this mentality before. She probably really don't care about him doing all that cheating or him stepping out or him not me. She probably really does not care. You know, she probably still went into this relationship with him with a side chick mentality. Let's see what y'all say. I had a man who I used to date tell me that he regrets not getting me pregnant. I was so offended. Like, sir, so you hate me. That's all I heard. You want to ruin my life. That's all I hear when men say that. I would have been down to the baby chop shop so fast. You're like, especially if you know it's a man that was gonna have you out here struggling, and a man who don't do right, a man that's immature, like, and then they tell you they wish they would have got you pregnant, sir. No. Can you see? Can y'all hear the video? Okay, yeah, y'all can hear it. Oh, you don't like her voice? Okay, let me continue.
And you might be having a good dream about another dick. What happens when he hungry? And usually he pick you up on a Friday night and y'all go out to eat and you eat a lobster all night, have sex, and you'll send his monkey ass back home to her. And then what happens when he want to get you pregnant, talking about, I want you to have my kids. And you gotta have his big-headed ass baby. And now you find yourself falling off because you ain't taking care of yourself. Boo, stop the tracks right there. Save yourself. Run. You don't want to transform from a bad bitch to a basic bitch. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. Because trying to find your life after being a main bitch, if he leave you, girl, you gonna have to start from scratch edge, and a bitch turn 18 every day. And those are the type of hoes you competing with perky titties and all that. By the time he's done with you, your titties probably don't fail, bitch.
So she not dumb. She's not dumb. That's the thing. She's not stupid.
Tell you something. Get the perks now. Have him pay up your rent for about 6 months to a year. Have a boo on the side just in case. And if he try to say, oh, why you messing with other guys, be like, you got a girlfriend. Skirt. So that's my advice for you, LaShante. So tune in next time for Toya Teaches, where I'll get your life all the way together. Oh, and make sure you hashtag Toya Turn Up, hashtag Black Girl Magic, hashtag Bitch I Kill You, and hashtag Side Bitch Nation. All right, y'all. Love y'all.
Now, she didn't tell no lies. If you gonna be the side chick, that's the way you go about doing it. Okay, but you can't tell me that a woman that already knows this, because she didn't just get this information out of nowhere. You can't tell me that a woman that already knows this is just so eggplantmatized by Cam Newton that all logic has went out the window. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. I had a dude sneak the condom off during segs. We never slept together again. Girl, you know that is against the law in many states. That still think he could have went to jail. She's getting paid handsomely to pop out babies. That's the difference between her and the average chick. And she said that. She said that on her comedy show. She definitely has. But I don't necessarily have a problem with her. You know, okay, here's the problem I have with it. And I'll get into that more a little bit later. If you gonna deal with rich dudes, right, and you gonna play your position in their life, and you're going to accept whatever they're giving you because you're getting material benefits, that's your business as a woman, right? I think when people start bringing kids into it, that's when it becomes problematic, because now you're dealing with other human beings. Okay, and these kids are gonna be the ones having to wonder why my dad can't spend time with me during the holidays, because he got 4 or 5, 6 different homes with six. He can't possibly, even the most well-intentioned man who genuinely does love every single one of his kids, cannot be in all those kids' life equally and make enough money to go take care of them. That's just not happening, right? And then on top of that, if you got all those kids and all those baby mothers, you spending a lot of your time with women, right? Because those men don't just, they're not just dealing between they six baby mamas. They got other potential baby mamas that they dealing with too. So there's no time to adequately parent those children as a father. Yep, yeah, that is binky. That is terrible. And then he told you, do you know how sinister a lot of these men are, Binky? Like, I'm telling you, men will tell me what they about to me, or they'll tell me the things that they've done to other women, and they think so low of us. They think they're so much more intelligent than us that they think we will listen to them. Like, I've had plenty of men tell me their whole game plan on how they dog women and proceed to try to run that same game on me like I wasn't listening when you told me about what you did, and then be looking crazy when I don't want to fool with them. Sir, I believed what you told me. What? A guy told me he would stealth chicks as well. His looks went down the drain at that moment. Yeah, girl, they demons, demonic. Um, so let me find this other video. Girl, did she have the internet scrubbed? Cause I cannot find any of the videos where basically I remember them though. She might have scrubbed the internet, but she ain't scrubbed my memory. I remember her making a lot of videos telling women to stay single, don't put up with a man cheating on them, know they worth, all of that. Don't be out here having these babies for these men that won't commit to you. That was the advice that she was giving. But things have quickly changed because she got this rich dude in her life. And again, if she want to change her mind and deal with him, and like there's not no babies and stuff involved, who cares? Like, who cares? As long as she knows what she's doing, as long as you know that you're getting to the money, right? But the problem also is, I'm gonna show y'all this podcast she went on with Shan Boudram, Lovers and Friends, where you're trying to convince other women that they need to behave like you're trying to convince other women to behave in a pick me kind of behavior, and it's not going to work for them the way that it works for you because you're dealing with a rich man, right? So there are material benefits. These women out here hear stuff like that and be like, oh, I just need to listen to my man and have my man stuff ready and have his dinner prepared and like let him cheat on me and do all this stuff and be free, be a free spirit, and you're not getting anything out of the deal. You're not getting anything out of the deal but some hard eggplants. And baby, you can get that on anybody's corner. As a woman, you can step your toe out the door and it's gonna be a man waiting right there to give you some eggplant. Okay, you ain't got to work to get that at all. Yeah, that like they really think like they're that sinister. They will look you dead in your eye. And because what it is they want to feel player. They want to feel like they can still tell you the truth, and you want them so bad that you going to sacrifice your happiness, peace, well-being, mental health and physical health anyways. Like they want to feel like they got it like that. So when you let them know, baby, no, you don't got it like that, that hurts their ego. I believe you that she made it. She sure did. I promise you she did. That's why the internet been lighting her up. And I'm sure if I dug hard enough I could find them, but they used to just pop right up and they're not popping up. I think she was on a podcast recently defending it as can't people grow? No, baby, that's not. I growth is again, this is her not keeping it real. She don't want to tell people, baby, I'm getting to the bag. She's not dumb. She's not dumb. If you watch all those Toya turn up videos, she is by no means naive when it comes to men. She's not a young girl. I believe Jazzy is in her 30s, right? So you don't go from being mature and being up on game about men to all of a sudden you're dumb and naive about them. Like that's not growth. That's intentionally choosing to ignore things because it benefits you. That's not growth. That's why I don't be caring when these women be using them for their money. These men really want to make you an emotional lick, so they deserve to be a financial lick in my eyes. Guys, let me tell y'all something. I could do a whole video about dating culture in Colombia, but yeah, it's just that because a lot of these women don't mind getting money out these men here in Colombia, and they're very like I was talking to a Colombian man, and he's like, "That's just the culture. You start talking to a woman, she gonna start telling you financial problems. If you like the girl enough, or if you think she look good, it's expected that you pay for her finances or her financial problems, even if she's making her own money. Like that is a cultural norm. They don't have like." Y'all know how men sit up and shame women and call them gold diggers? That is not a cultural thing here. It's understood that we gotta pay. And these women make these men pay over here. Why? Because let me tell y'all, the single motherhood statistics are 84% over here. A lot of these men have the mentality like they'll chase these women and make them feel like they the finest thing, and when they get pregnant, they're whoop gone. Okay, so the women already know how they're about to get done. The women already know these men have a short attention span. Part of the reason though why they have a short attention span and be doing these women in any kind of way is because these women are so, and it's not all of them, but enough of them are in so much competition with each other that there's no like real sisterhood. There's so much insecurity and women chasing that. It's completely different than what we were evolving into over in the US. But at the very least, these women know I gotta get some money out of him because he could be here today and gone tomorrow. So I gotta get some bills paid. So I'm going to go to her interview that she did with Shan Boudram. And I love Shan. Yeah. And these women over here, their moms start teaching them real young how to get money out of men. Real young. Okay, which one is it? Let me exit out this. Okay.
You consider yourself to be submissive in romantic relationships. And I mean like actually submissive. The podcast.
And we're back. The team is looking down the barrel of a 450
Of a relationships. I also have an idea look like as a result of this dynamic. And he said, my perception of you has been like career oriented, me first, not in a negative way, but like kind of like the person who's like, I'm no good to you if I'm not good to me.
Yeah.
Let me say this. Jazzy is stunningly beautiful. That's what I'm saying. She's got that Halle thing going.
And it's interesting you say that, me first. I'm not even like that. I think that it seems like that because of how I hustle, but even when I hustle, it's not even for me.
All right, so let's bring it back to the basics. What is
Girl, I'm trying to figure out who you hustling for, if not for you. Who you getting money for? Who you giving the money to? Okay.
the art of being submissive?
First step is get with somebody who wants what you have to offer. I think love and submission is a tailored fit.
Okay, so I don't like that advice. Get with somebody that has what wants what you have to offer. Ma'am, all these men want a submissive woman. Not okay, let me say this. there's not too many men, even if they don't want you like that, that's not gonna want the services that you offer. There ain't too many men that's gonna turn down you cooking and cleaning and rubbing their back and sleeping with them. I don't care what you look like or where you come. It ain't too many men that's gonna turn that down from a woman. I don't know too many men that don't want that in their life, even if they don't want you. So I don't like that advice. I don't like that bit of advice. But okay, we'll continue.
It's not a one size fits all. So I can only tell you what it means to me. Now for me, it's complete selflessness. I am satisfied in serving. I'm a servant, and I watched my mother serve all my life, and it was rain, sleet, or slow. I think we talked about this on the phone. My mother's love for my father wasn't conditional. It's not my responsibility, but
It's your joy.
It is my joy. I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Like every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find
Ma'am, okay, the way she said this, it's like y'all ain't never been in bed with nobody and y'all can tell when they sleep and you notice they sleep. Like there's nothing deep about that. There's no special connection. There's no like that's ma'am, this is basic stuff, but okay. 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 That's just normal. That's normal. I don't care who laying in bed right next to you. You gonna know when they fall asleep unless you fell asleep first. So, okay. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Over romanticizing things, making these connections seem deeper than what they are. Doing too much. Submissiveness comes naturally for certain men, in my case, at least. No, I mean, I agree with that. I think certain men, first of all, it ain't hard to be submissive to a man that can financially provide. Let's start there. I mean, it's really not. It's also not hard to be submissive to a man. There are men who they ain't right. Cam Newton. Okay, I think I'm back on. Yeah, so Kim looks like he indulges in his lust, but he doesn't come off as a disrespectful man. He does not come off as a man who disrespects women, will, call you out your name or lay his hands on you. He seems like he'd actually be very easy and fun to talk to. Those are the type of men that women got to watch out for. It's not the abusive man. It's not the man who's violent. It's not the man who commands your submissiveness. It's always the man that's gonna, at least when they're in your presence, treat you right, that's gonna have you out here looking crazy, right? Because that's a whole nother there's level. I've said this before. New levels, new devils. Okay, once you are able to not allow yourself to be gripped by the charisma of a Cam Newton, that's when you know that you a bad bitch. That's when you know that you cold. Okay? Until you can do that, you still got some growing to do. But when you can when a Cam Newton, a man that with that level of game don't affect you, like you can just look and not be moved, that's when you're ready to be out here dating. Until then, no. Okay, you gonna get gamed every time. I said that wrong. I become submissive depending on the man. Okay, I understood what you were saying, Becky. I hated this interview because she's doing all this serving to someone she's not married to. She's just said all them buzzwords men want to hear. That's it. When I tell you this interview was nothing but game, it was nothing but game. I just I know when he's asleep because his breathing changes. Ma'am, that's how all of us know when somebody is asleep. We don't hear nothing anymore. Okay, or they breathing slow down or they start snoring. Ma'am, stop playing. I say both partners need to take turns being submissive based on the task at hand. Whoever's more equipped needs to lead. I agree with that. The focus should be on mutual respect, not submission for me. And I can agree with that for sure. All right, let's keep
Find
it moving.
joy in being your rest. And it shouldn't be conditional.
A part of that lack of conditions too means that you do your duty joyfully regardless of
Yes.
what's being done for you.
That's it. I do my duty joyfully, regardless of what is happening to and for me. You know, now some days I might be more cheerful than others because I have my own stuff going on. You know, and there's times where it's like, I don't even want to say what's going on with me because, again, I know how to deal with me and my pain. You know, I'll cry in the shower and keep it moving, you know. But in the art of submission for me, because I can't speak.
See that I can't with this. It's giving you're in a relationship but emotionally you're alone and sacrificing yourself. Granted, I'm fully aware that most men cannot deal with their own emotions, let alone a woman's emotions. But I don't know. I guess maybe I feel like I did used to be like Jazzy. Again, this is a mentality that I've grown from what she's talking about right here. And now I can no longer do that. As a 31-year-old woman, I wish I would be crying in the shower and then in front of a man pretending like nothing is wrong and doing my duty unconditionally even though I know he didn't come home last night. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack my bags and I'm going to leave. Point blank, period. I'm gone, baby. She thought she said something with that. No, when he's sleeping BS. I'm like, girl, I, it's somebody out there that was eating that up. A man's ego is truly most women's downfall. I refuse to be a casualty of someone else's internal war. Exactly. I got my own battles to fight. And no, I'm not crying alone in the shower because I got to come pretend to be happy go lucky in front of you. Baby, sir, no. Only person I do that for is my daughter because she a child and she don't got no business taking on grown people problems.
Speak for everybody, is being joyful about it. You know, it that want of, and I think it not even just a want, the power of
I want to say this too. This doesn't just apply to relationships. I think a lot of jobs that women take on. Like I remember when I was teaching in the United States, my last job I was at high school and I very much first of all I was a good teacher. Let's start there. I was a damn good teacher. But the only thing that made me effective is that my kids knew don't don't come in here and play with me because see what I'm not gonna do is sit in here and I'm not gonna coddle you. I'm not gonna baby you. I'm definitely not. If you come in here with an attitude, you gotta go and no, you can't come back in my classroom. We could try it again another day. Don't come in here like y'all know how it seems like there's teachers that get cussed out every single day all the time. That was very, very rare because as soon as I peeped you had an attitude, you had to go and know I'm not sacrificing my peace and my happiness trying to get through to you today. I'm not doing it, right? So I remember like there would be, other, male teacher or other teachers would be like, Brown, you're a teacher. We know you play like you don't care, but we know you guys. I care about those who care about themselves, right? But I would tell my kids all the time, if you don't give a damn, I don't give a. And I meant that, right? So you get more out of people when you show them that you care about yourself, you have boundaries, and that you're standing on business, right? And people can judge the way that I used to teach, but honestly and truly, my kids passed their STAR test at 94%. We're not going to talk about the scores in the other subjects, but anyway.
knowing that you have the power to make someone's day better. And that's a choice.
And easier.
Yes, better and easier. That's a choice that you have to make. I always make the choice to do it. I always make the choice to do it. I like to give. I like to allow my person to lead. they know, especially like when it translates in the bedroom, I like to feel dominated. You know, riding dick ain't always my favorite position because I like to be taken advantage. Oh my gosh. No, I don't like to be taken advantage.
Well, Jazzy girl, I think we understand what you're saying now. I'm not gonna disagree with you on that. You know, I ain't mad at that, girl. And Cam, you know, he a football player, he big. You can't really dominate him. So yeah, I understand. I understand. I see the appeal. Okay.
I like to feel,
That's okay. I like to be degraded.
yeah.
Those are languages that I like and I accept.
I do, but if I'm comfortable and if I trust you. So just know what that means. Know that dance with your partner. I think of relationships and submission and being submissive is like, it's like an 8 count. Know that dance. You better know that 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, dishes clean.
Let me tell you something, girl. If I'm with a man and he paying all the bills and I can look as good as you do every day, I'm gonna know my 8 count too. Now I ain't having no kids, but I understand.
2, laundry. 3, if you have a long day and you fight in the world, you will never come back and fight me. You will never come back and walk into a space that is not welcoming you. You know?
Do you think that this is controversial in some capacity?
Absolutely. To some, it could be enabling. You know, and someone told me one time, they're like, you're enabling him. And I told him how that made me feel. And he was like, of course they're going to say that. They don't have nobody doing that for them.
How did it make you feel?
It made
Girl. Okay. So basically, she's saying somebody told her that she's enabling Cam Newton. She is. Okay. And it's not just a her thing. If she wasn't the one enabling him, somebody else, another one, he's got money. There are plenty of women who will be lined up, ready, willing, legs and heart open, ready to enable Cam Newton. So I don't understand why she up in her feelings about that. That just is what it is. So she's saying she went back to Cam and told him how that made her feel. He's benefiting. Why would he say, yeah, baby, you know, actually, they right. You are enabling me. You know, the reason why I'm trifling is because women like you allow me to be. Because if you don't do it, another one will. But since you're willing to put up with it, I don't have to change for none of y'all. He's not gonna say that. I really do wish that women would stop going to men trying to get advice about their foolishness, or like listening to what they say about their foolishness and letting that comfort you or soothe your soul or make you feel like you're different or what other people is saying is not true. Like, stop. They're not going, no man is going to look you dead in your face and say, you know what, you're enabling me, because he wants you to keep doing what you're doing for him, right? And a man who does look you in your face and says, you know what, you are enabling me, 9 times out of 10, it's not because he wants to change. It's because he knows he can look you dead in your eye and tell you the truth, and you still gonna do the stuff that you've been doing. What? There was a teacher who had an entire desk thrown at her by a student back when I was in high school. Yeah, my kids knew not to. No. I hope they gave her free therapy sessions, but I doubt it. They used to disrespect her every day. The teachers who would try to like talk calmly to the kids, even with their, even with parents, you have to be a certain way too. Like the teachers who actually tried to do that gentle parenting style teaching, kids make it their mission to try to make those type of teachers quit or make them cry because they know they can get a reaction out of them. Like, they don't respect you and again, I had fun. Trust me, I did so much for my kids. I had fun with my kids. I worked hard with my kids, but they knew disrespect is the line that I draw. Like, no. And I had them old school ways about it. Child, now I agree with her on the riding the D. Yeah, I agree with her. I get it, girl. We understand. We see the appeal. Okay.
me feel like maybe I am. But at the same time, that's my love. So if you don't understand it, it's not, I'm not loving on you for you to get it. That's how I love. And whoever I love is gonna get that benefit.
Yes.
There was a time where,
This is what I will say. Okay. There's nothing wrong with a woman loving a man like that and being catering to him. And give me a second, y'all. Sorry, y'all. My daughter is doing schoolwork. And she's like, "Oh, when I'm done, can I watch a little bit of TV before I go to bed?" You want to say hi? Y'all, my daughter wants to say hi. Come, say hi.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm my mommy's daughter.
Oh.
You never seen me before. You definitely never.
Okay, girl, go do your work. Go
I
do
think
your work.
you have some on
Okay, go do your work. Okay. What was I about to say? There's nothing wrong with cooking for a man, cleaning for a man. Thank you, Cha Cha. And loving on him. I don't think there's anything wrong. I feel, matter of fact, I feel like if you are gonna be in a relationship with a man and you're gonna be super hard and you don't like him and you don't want to do anything for him, then you shouldn't be with that man, right? Honestly and truly. And but this is what I will say. As a woman, you have to be able to have two sides to you. Oh, Tati Binky said, "Hi, little beautiful. Hi, my beautiful little sister. Yeah, you know she a Leo like you. Okay, go back. Okay, come on. No, Todd, go on, do your work. Okay, quick, cause I'm trying to make a point, and I don't forgot it now.
This is me. Let me just press on this and it's gonna get longer.
Okay, you gonna show them you? Okay. She wants to show y'all this. I don't know if y'all can see this picture of her right here. That's what she wanted to show y'all.
Yeah,
okay.
It's me, and there's also my mom.
Okay. All right, baby, go do your work. This whole combo just sounds like one long pick me PSA. It does. And again, there's nothing wrong with if you're going to be in a relationship with a man and you don't like him enough to do certain things for him, then I don't think you should be with that man. But as a woman, you have to be able to have two sides. You know, I had to tell a man recently that was trying to date me who tried me, like, and we cut that off, baby, real quick. Um, I I am sweet. I am not weak. So I ain't got no problem with this being done and you going to the next woman. I'm sweet. I'm not weak. Right? So you have to be able to flip that switch on and off. That doesn't mean that what you were doing for that man wasn't genuine. But once you see that somebody is about to take advantage of you, once you see that somebody is trying to get you for all you got and suck the life out of you, you got to be able to quickly pivot, switch up on that man, and move around. Right? So there you have to be able to embody both the feminine, right, and the masculine. It's okay to have masculine energy in you because the masculine in you is what is going to protect that feminine. You don't want to be so feminine that you're allowing people to break that down and break your spirit down. That's something you have to protect yourself. And no, you don't got to yell and scream and cuss a man out and argue with him and all that. Most of the time, just to say, all you got to do is just, hey, I'm not feeling this. It's a wrap. It's over. It's done. Or I'm not dealing with this. You know. So when you want to come correct, you can come back, and if you don't want to come correct, don't come back at all. That's how you have to deal with men, especially when you know that you treat men really good when you're in a relationship with them. You cannot let people play with you. Yes, they're beautiful Leos. Thank you. I think the part men leave out is being of service to a man is not a guarantee he will choose you. So serve away, but don't be a fool. Exactly. So if you're gonna do, so I kind of agree a little bit with Jazzy. Like if you're gonna do good things for a man, you do it out the kindness of your heart. However, I don't think you should do it expecting like a particular outcome. Like if you're cooking for a man, don't feel like because you spend a whole year cooking for him that he's gonna marry you, right? But at the same time, you should also expect not to be disrespected. Does that make sense? Like I expect if I'm doing right by you, that you're not gonna lie to me. That you would have the decency enough not to lie to me, or you'd have the decency enough not to cheat on me. But because you decided to cheat on me, then all the other benefits stop. You cannot stop a man from cheating on you, mistreating you, and all that. But what you can do is put him in a position to where it don't benefit him to mistreat you. You can't mistreat me and get these benefits. You just can't. So I can't punish you. I can't do anything about it if you decide that you want to uh um mistreat me. I can't force you to do it. I can't make you pick me. But what I can do is take my assets and move around. That is the power that we have as women. That's my weak spot. I always stay too long. Now you gotta learn how to like quick, and you get used to it, Binky. Like I had to learn to just kind of like let myself feel it, admit to myself, okay, I'm hurt, I'm not feeling, right about this, or I'm sad. I had to like let myself fully feel it without being in denial. But then how you get over that is you just start doing for you. Like once you start doing for you, honestly and truly, once I get new money in my pocket, I be over, dude. I ain't even gonna hold you. Once I done came into some some money, such and such is a thing of the past. I don't know, money just make you feel different when it comes to like being up in your feelings about men. I don't know. Is it just me? Do y'all feel that way? Cause I can't be sitting in the house depressed when I got money in the bank that I could be outside looking cute and spending. Okay. I refuse to let a man gaslight me out of my masculinity again. Yes, you gotta be masculine. Like imagine being like I live in Colombia now, right? And imagine being the fit, feminine, and friendly type all the time. You would go broke here because somebody's always asking you for money. Somebody's always, they don't even got to be a poor person. Somebody always trying to figure out how they can get some money out of you. So if you're feeling bad and nurturing and caring and you just want to be of service, okay, you're not going to have no money because you didn't gave all your money away. Or you don't let somebody set you up, or you don't got to put yourself in a position to get robbed. Like it's not sweet out here. So yeah, these women out here, they're very beautiful, very well kept, right? But they're not no dummies. They have this thing out here, no dar papaya, like meaning don't give a reason. They're watching, they're looking at these men's intentions. They're moving safe out here. Matter of fact, a man will come down here and mess around and get got by one of these beautiful looking women. So yeah, I mean, depending on your environment and the people that you're around, and honestly and truly, if you're in a room full of men, you're not safe. You have to be able to exert some masculinity, and it doesn't have to be loud and brash, right? But enough to protect you. Yeah, it should be because it's on your heart. Yeah, man. When I tell you, I feel like money is all so much stuff. Like, I hate to say that, but it's true. Money can just take you up when you feeling down. Yeah, I'm at the point where I face the truth and accept it, but it's still hard to let go and move on sometimes. I'm working on that. That's okay. And like healing is a spectrum. You gonna have times, or especially depending on how greasy a person did you gonna have times where you like feel like you're completely healed and when you're up, and then you gonna have times when you're sad about it. Now I'm gonna be honest. The only times I really get sad about it is times that I'm bored, or like I'm in the house, or maybe I done messed my, really only time I get sad and behind the dude and how he did me is when I messed my money up. Cause then you know what? That's when you start thinking about every life problem that ever happened to you. You might not even have been thinking about that man, but now you thinking about that man. You thinking about what your mama did to you, what your daddy did to you, what your uncle, sister, cousin did to you. Those are the times that you have to like fight those spirits, those demons, and just mentally push through, because you're gonna get to the other side.
Women needed men for everything. We couldn't even open up a bank account, you know? And now it's like women are really in their bag where they're like, I have my own business. I'm doing this. I don't need a man for nothing. Like basically, like, can I be frank? Like I don't need a nigga for shit. I don't, and I can say those words, but I want one.
So my brain wants to understand the exchange here. Because
know,
and
I'm
this
all
could
over
be
the
it's
place.
not no, you're doing great. But because I told you I'm gonna ask a bunch of stupid questions.
Yeah.
Because this dynamic, I think like my relationship with my partner is very egalitarian, like we're equals. Like I don't ever feel like I'm giving for the sake of giving and I'm not receiving for the sake of receiving. I'm receiving being like, well, I deserve this, and I'm giving being like, you deserve this. So there's that exchange happening.
So you speak on, you're like, you tell him the things that you need
Yeah,
and the things that you feel like you deserve, you'll say that?
100%.
How will you say that?
I need you to step up in these areas. I need to not worry about this. I need to be able to take my brain off this thing. I need more.
But hold on, let me tell y'all with Shan, because I remember her relationship was very controversial. Because she got with Jared, y'all. Jared is like 7 years younger than her. And he was like an aspiring rapper, singer. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? Like on some light skin stuff. But, but, so he got with Shan, but he talks about how he's done women greasy before. I remember they were in an open relationship, mostly because he wanted an open relationship. But what I will say about Shan is, when she agreed to the open relationship, it wasn't a situation where he was just dating other people and she wasn't. Like she was going and seeing exes, she was doing all that. Finally, he proposed to her. But here's the thing, Shan, sis, you can do that because you the man with the money in the relationship. Let's be clear. I'm not saying Jared is broke. I'm saying Shan is the one making all the money. Don't nobody really care what Jared doing. So you can demand those things to him because she brings a lot to the table. Now, I've noticed that with a lot of women that are in relationships where they're the breadwinner, they're a lot more outspoken with the men. And the thing about men is, men a lot of the times, they'll secretly resent you, but they will at least make it seem like they're playing that position to keep that money coming in. I'm not saying her man don't love her, that he's just with her for the money. I'm saying they're in a different financial situation than Jazzy and Cam Newton. Hence why um she probably feels more comfortable doing that. Now, I feel like a woman should be comfortable expressing her needs regardless of the man's socioeconomic status. It's like going through the stages of grief. You cycle in and out of stages until you just keep arriving at acceptance. Yeah, it's like it's a never ending process. Never. Don't need a man but want one in my life is where I am right now. Finding the right one just for when I need him is tough. I get that. I get that. And I think it's okay as a woman to admit that you would want a man in your life. I think most women want men, especially if you're a heterosexual woman, want a man. It's just, I think most of us are at the point now that we don't want to deal with a man that's more trouble than what he's worth. Right?
More affection. I need more love. If we're going to be sexual, here's the things that I need to like feel more sexual. And in return, I invite that. Like,
Yeah.
so we have a lot of conversations.
How does he receive it well?
I think everybody has a problem with being told that they're not doing enough because we always go to like, well, I'm already doing X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So I think that there can be, I wouldn't say that he's always arms wide open, but he always adjusts. But so I guess when I'm listening to your relationship style, I'm like, if we kind of broke it down into like to-dos specifically, like what does a submissive woman do for her man?
Everything.
What does that mean?
Like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And like, I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean,
But okay, here's my question. It's not that I have a problem with her saying that, but like she just went on tour. How can you do everything for a man when you're on tour or when you're like working? I wonder if she means like I do everything when I'm there and ready or available. Cause sis, I hope you're not slowing down career. I hope she understands that she's just for now. Like, I hope she not trying to slow down her career just so she could be catering to Cam Newton. Because we're gonna watch this interview that he said about her. He didn't say specifically about her, but when the psychologist asked him, about how many more baby, he wants more kids. How do you intend to bring them here? He say however God sent him. So he didn't say I want Jazzy to have the rest of my kids. He's I don't care how I have them, long as they come. So baby girl, I hope that you know that you just for now. Okay. I don't want a full-time relationship, just a lover and a friend. Really, honestly and truly, sometimes that seems like the best thing. Long as you are single. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I don't want to be, because a lot of men, they don't mind playing just that lover and friend part because they got a woman at home. No, baby, I need you to be single people only, because ain't nobody got time for you to be telling me no because you out with your wife or your girlfriend. I talk to men for amusement. I truly view them as a plaything these days. My toys and weighted blanket keep me comfortable at night. Hello. I hope she gets all the juice that to squeeze in this situation with Cam. She better be. I believe she is. I don't think she's that dumb. Now, I am kind of like disturbed that she's asking Shan, like, well, how does he feel when you tell him what you need? Like, girl, are you scared? Are you scared Cam is gonna go off on you if you tell him what you need? What?
He's spoiled. And when I talked to my girlfriends about it, I was like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. You know what I mean? And
Girl, your biggest flex is how you treat your man. Your biggest flex is how you treat your man. Girl, I've been like, trust me, I have been in the throes of a relationship where I was stuck on stupid doing everything for a boyfriend, my daughter's dad. I never sat up and thought my biggest flex is how I treat my man. Like, Jazzy, you built an online presence from scratch, like from nothing, right? Without industry help, without mommy, daddy money, like her personality, like she created a whole lane for herself. You're on tour, right? She works out, stays in shape, stays in the gym. And your biggest flex is how you treat your man. It's like, sis, you sleeping on yourself. She got way bigger things to flex about. Yep, I peeped that Cam made it clear it doesn't matter if Jazz had the next babies. LOL. I hope she peeped that too. I know she did. Cause all this right here that she talking with Shan, that sound like game to me. I'm sorry. That's game. You can't convince me that she believed half of the stuff that was coming out of her mouth. Like, she is so crunchy. It's game. I think like it's clickbait. It's game. I want her to come out and be Toya so bad and be like, yeah, I'm with this man for the bag. Because here's the thing, Cam knows she's there for the bag. He not dumb. That's why he don't care too much. All of this stuff she's doing for him, it's not impressing him. Because guess what? If she won't do it, another woman will. He got money. What? Okay, I'm gonna get off of this because I can't watch too much of that. We gonna pivot. We gonna go to Cam's interview that he did with Dr. Bryant with the high and low functioning men. Okay, I'm gonna share this with y'all.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready?
Sound down. I just, y'all, this too much. Okay, here we go.
Speak on your clientele, but obviously with my research, you spoke about low functioning individuals, male and female. What's the percentage of males or females that you counsel that are low functioning?
Drinking and driving is a decision that could change your whole world. You can face a life-altering.
Sir, we knew you was low functioning when you put that hat on, looked in the mirror, took yourself seriously, and then walked out the house. But I digress.
Injury or potentially death. Your decision to drink and drive could permanently change someone else's world, whether you injure them or leave their loved ones grieving. The next time you're out drinking, call a rideshare, taxi, a sober friend, or a designated.
You want me to go male and female?
Break it down from male and female.
Okay. I would say, interesting enough, I would say that there are 70% low functioning women, 40% low functioning men.
What? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, with those low functioning men, did they ever say that a man of high function will never really know true love?
Team, it's been a
No, I don't even believe that, but no.
Okay. So, what identifies a woman to be high functioning?
A high functioning woman is a woman who wants you. She doesn't need you. And let me clear that up. When I say she doesn't need you, it doesn't mean she's independent. That means she is interdependent. I only not need you because my pain doesn't need your pain. My dysfunction doesn't need your dysfunction to feed it for us to be in this relationship, meaning I don't need a trauma bond with you, okay? She wants you because she wants the healed part of you, but has the capacity, because we're all human, we ain't perfect, to facilitate and deal with the unhealed part of you that's gonna show up in the relationship at some point. And hers is gonna show up too, mine is gonna show up too. And so that's why I always say, I want a hybrid. I want a hybrid for y'all out there who wanna know, meaning a man who's high functioning enough to meet my healthy high functioning, but low functioning enough to deal with me when my abandonment inflames, to deal with me when some of my dysfunctions that I'm still working on inflame. Because if he's too high functioning, guess what? He doesn't have the bandwidth to deal with the low functioning part, which then means he can only connect with folks who are not being fully authentic within themselves. Meaning you may have a loving relationship, but you won't have a real intimate, deep, vulnerable relationship. I'm a woman who seeks connection and vulnerability. I'm not into casualties or casual sex, just TMI or not, meaning I like the depth of things. And so I need you to see me. I need you to see.
Okay, Dr. Bryant. First of all, she looks lovely. She looks stunning. I love the bandage dress that she has on. She look cute. Um, and I can absolutely understand that because at the end of the day, we're dealing with you're a human being. I don't care how much, and I'm speaking as somebody who's worked on myself a lot. Okay. Like I do a lot of meditation, a lot of journaling, uh, working out, analyzing how I contributed to a situation, right? And I've overcome a lot of things. I do not look like what I've been through, okay? Um, but with that said, yes, like anybody, I don't care how high you go. I don't care how much you transcend a lot of your behaviors. Some of that stuff still kind of comes to the surface. I think over time you just deal with it better. I think over time you have better coping mechanisms. Like you shouldn't be get triggered and deal with it the same way that you dealt with it when you were 20, right? That's where the growth comes in, but that don't mean that you don't get triggered, right? So I understand what she's saying by she needs a man that can deal with all of that. right? And then in turn, you got to be able to, as a woman, be able to deal with the man when he's having his emotional triggers. That is not the same thing as allow a man to keep cheating on you, though, or putting his hands on you, though, right? Because again, how you deal with these triggers and traumas and emotions matters. You shouldn't be dealing with it the same way that you was dealing with it at 20. If at 20, as a man, you were, anytime your girlfriend made you mad, you left the house to go cheat, you shouldn't be 35 still leaving the house to go cheat. You should be able to tell the woman, hey, this is triggering me or pissing me off, or I don't like this. Let's talk about it, or let me go play basketball with the boy, or something more. Find you something more healthy to do, sir. Absolutely, Binky. These men swear they're so high value. No true objective assessment of themselves or the negative impact they've had on women's lives at all. Shake my head. I mean, the assessment is in this, Cha Cha. They know that they wouldn't put up with it if a woman did it to them, so they know they wrong. They know they wrong. There's no such thing as casual sex in my eyes. I think recreational sex is a more fitting term. There's nothing casual about giving your body to someone. Yeah, I mean, it has an effect. It for sure still has an effect, whether people want to admit it or not.
My broken. I want you to see my heart, whatever that comes with, and I'm not embarrassed about it. I'll tell you about it. I'll show it to you, and I'm okay with a man who can facilitate it. But what a high functioning man may do is if he's all the way high functioning, he has already cut off the side of him that is authentic, and there's a superficialness there that won't allow him to connect with a real person. So can he still love and experience love? Yeah, love has it just loves everything. But will he experience the depth of some of the wholeness of love, meaning the down, the up, the ugly, the heaven, the hell mom was talking about? No. And let me say this really quick, and this is why trauma bonds usually feel like the most intense, in love, deepest relationships, because
she ain't lying. She ain't lying. And it be so toxic. And then when you get over it and get out of it, you be like, ew, you be so disgusted by the toxicity that came, especially like when you've healed and when you've grown. You be like, oh, baby, no, that ain't the kind of love I want.
who they are, exactly who they are. That's their love, their pain, their trauma. They gonna flee, they gonna scream, they gonna hit, they gonna do whatever comes up. Right? Fuck it, I'm mad. Whatever comes up, they there. There's no awareness, there's no stop, there's no nothing. I'm triggered, I'm inflamed. We just go to tear this thing up. Right? High functioning only means, Cam, that I feel them same feels. I still feel, excuse my language, you got me fucked up. I'm ready to go there. I'm flamed, I'm triggered. It's all there, right? But it's still dormant. It's still in me. And high functioning means I can regulate those emotions. Watch this and say, okay, right now I'm ready to rip this man's head off. Right now he got me all the way fucked up. Okay, so how do I relay that message to him where it's gonna be respectful, it's gonna be non-combative, and I'm gonna disarm him while he still knows you got me fucked up? Because I don't have to say those words for you to know, I think I went too far with Doc. And you still feel respected and loved, so that I just disarmed you, and we can still have an engaging, emotionally intelligent conversation that ends in resolve, whether resolve means win-win, because resolve is really win-win, or one person wins or none, and we agree to disagree, and we can still go to the cigar lounge and have a drink and you have your cigar. But low functioning people gonna tear this thing up with no emotional regulation. They're also gonna choose a person who does it with them and allows them to do it. Because I only can do to you what you allow me to do. Because if I start cutting up in here and you say, Doc, we love you, love to have you here, but you gotta go and you're not welcome back, is no pun intended, that's not.
Have y'all noticed that, like, and I've noticed this myself too, the more the healed that I, like, genuinely healed, not, and this is what I'm talking about, like, when you're healing, it's not a situation where you're healed and you can better deal with the like you can allow people to do BS to you. Cause I think a lot of men try to like package that to women as that's what a healed and feminine woman is. That you've just accepted that a man is gonna do certain things to you and you're able to handle it very meekly and still stay. No, what I'm talking about is being at a place where you can tell a man, like I can look a man dead in his face and be like, okay, well I know that you're gonna do this, so it's best that you go be with that other woman. This is not gonna work. You know, that's a healthy way of dealing with somebody too. And I noticed that a lot of people only want to deal with women. A lot of men only want to deal with women who are gonna break down, act a fool, stop their whole life, put sugar in their tank, beg them to stay with them, show up on their door, knocking, and they love, they'll call them crazy, but they'll still be dealing with them like, it's the more you're able to logically and objectively see a situation, the harder it is for you to date out here. I'm just keeping it real.
Our culture here. Guess what? I can't do that again. And that's not called fleeing. You emotionally, intelligently said, Doc, love you here. You're a great guest, but that's not our culture. We don't do that here. Now I have a choice to make. Do I want to be in a relationship with Cam? Do I want to be welcome back here? Self-inventory. You just did me the best favor you could have ever did. By excusing me, you blessed me. Because now I got to look at myself and say, what needs to be done for me to fit in this? Now let's flip it. I'm with a dude who's turned up. He's a womanizer. He got all these women. He spend money on me. He treat me good. And what you said earlier, he D's me down. You didn't say you would D me down, but use the D word, clarity. He D's me down. And so I come in and I tell him, no, I'm not a woman. I'm like wholesome. I'm not into casual sex. I don't do all that, but I'm in love with him. And he lets me know, check this out, baby. Daddy love you. There's a place for you here, but not like that. You got to be able to do these things. Check back in when you can. That woman has a choice to make too. She goes and takes self-inventory and says, do I want to do these things so I can fit in with daddy? Or do I want to stay true to who I am?
I know that's right.
Either way, it's a choice. But high-functioning people have the ability to take a step back internally, not physically, process what they feel.
Now look, y'all can tell he don't like what she talking about. He don't really like he taking these, I see him taking these deep breaths. I know he feels triggered, right? And I know in the back of his mind, he thinking, dang, I hope don't none of my women see this interview. He y'all hear me? Yeah, I know he thinking like, dang, I hope don't now one of my chicks watch this interview. But they see it. Regulating my emotions has been a test for a few years now, and I finally feel like I got it. LOL. Understanding that people sometimes purposely do things to trigger me is help. Yes, it takes time. Like, don't feel bad if you don't have it all the way together. It's a muscle that you have to stretch. Emotional regulation. Look, trust me. Like, I've had my time, even this past year, where my emotions kind of like got the best of me, but then I looked and I'm like, oh, I bounced back from this way more quickly than what I did last year or the year before. Like, I might have would have let this situation or my emotions be messed up for days and days and days, and now I'd be like, now I'm more like, okay, whatever, brushing it off. Or I might be messed up and behind it for a couple of hours, maybe a day, but it's like I keep it moving much more quickly. And that's how you're getting better. It's a muscle that you have to work and flex.
How about one? Hear their emotions in the real space that they're saying, because my emotions curse people out and things all day. But I regulate it, code switch it, deliver the message so you're receptive to it and you feel it with love. But I'm saying the same damn thing I was saying in here. And now we have a relationship. Now we have respect. And now we good. And now, like your mama said, because I love that quote, tell her that, please, I love that. We can go to heaven together. and we can take this journey to hell as well.
But no, are you willing to go to
No,
hell?
I just said both.
Yeah.
Both.
So, but I don't think my question was clear, or the answer wasn't clear as far as a high functioning woman
Yeah.
and
It's simple. High functioning woman feels the same thing a low functioning woman feels.
Now,
She does two things.
he's slow. This why, like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take this back to Princella. Like, when Princella be breaking it down on a biological way, the way that some men, most men have a problem decoding information. I I I understand what she's talking about. Now, I'm sure we all watched her break this thing all the way down. She broke it down. She busted down to the white meat all the way down to the bone. And this man sitting up here talking about it wasn't clear. This is what I'm talking about when you have somebody who, because they are living outside of societal norms and because they put on a big old goofy hat and dress crazy, they feel like they're so intelligent and high functioning. Because how did you not understand what this woman said? It's giving CTE brain. So yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that. A lot of men having these blockers when it comes to decoding information, because that
Things differently. High functioning woman can regulate her emotions
Okay.
to articulate it so it comes out with emotional intelligence.
Okay.
And she uses what she feels, okay, and chooses with her healthy self and not her dysfunctional self.
Okay.
That's the only difference.
Now, explain to me what a high functioning man is.
A high functioning man, identical to a woman. He can feel what he feels. He regulates his emotions and he chooses how he's going to deliver that message so that woman receives it and she's not armed and now we're at war. That's what a high functioning man does. And he's also able to sit through hard, challenging conversations without fleeing or abandoning that woman, and using his emotional intelligence that says, I hear you and I understand you. But baby, I don't agree with that one part.
There's a lot of things that I don't agree with
I don't agree with that.
in this
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
Going.
Y'all, do y'all see how y'all gotta look at people body language? Now there is absolutely nothing wrong with what that woman said in turn. Like, just he was so triggered. He was so bothered. Yeah, being heard is so underrated. But let me put y'all up on some other game too. I was dating this guy who, again, manipulative. This is why new levels, new devils, right? And a lot of people know, a lot of men know that men ain't really listening to women. So if you can be just a little bit better than the other ones, you can keep you can keep, your hand in the game a little bit longer. So I would bring up an issue to him and he would say, okay, yeah, I see you. I understand. I see your point. What he expected me to do is what most women would do, is interpret that as, okay, well, he understands me, things are going to get better from now, and just leave it there, and then the conversation be done and you continue to do what you've been doing. No, after you tell me you hear me, I understand your point, my follow-up question is, what do you intend to do about it? You always got to follow up with that, ladies, because that I hear you, I understand, that can be gained too. That can be gained. Don't be fooled by that. What do you intend to do about it? What specifically is going to change in regards to what I just said? And that's going to tell you whether or not it's worth you continuing on, because if that man don't offer anything substantial in terms of change behavior, then it's going to fall apart anyway. She just explained what being in your wise mind is. They use it in dialectical therapy. Okay. Okay, Nicole. Let me find out, you a psychologist or a therapist. he heard her. He was trying to find some logic to discount what she was saying. Yeah, but here's the thing. You know, you cannot that's not his playing field. You understand? Like, he not gonna win here. He's not gonna win here. Um, okay, I think this is the one about the broken home.
I've been ready. For real. We all have. We're turning it up. All the way.
The problem that Cam Newton has is he does not understand that in this particular conversation, he is not talking to his equal. She's teaching him. That's all she can do. All that can go on in this conversation is that she teaches this man. That's it. Because he can't teach her nothing in regards to the psychology of people. That's not his lane.
To light speed. Because we're the heroes. And we came to play.
A lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high functioning.
What situation?
Oh, I'm glad she said what situation. Let me tell y'all that the most manipulative men, they be like, my situation. You know my situation. Sir, they act like it's something that just chose them, something that they just fell into, something that they're not an active participant in. That's what situation means, okay? Let's continue.
See my situation. That's a very vague question, and it's for you
What
to even,
situation are you referring to that they're looking at and thinking is not high function?
just my life.
Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
My life.
See, don't deflect. Let's stay here.
Oh.
Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
Okay.
Both, really.
See,
And they think that
he thought he was talking to, again, and this ain't even talk bad about her, but she be having her issue, and I find this other girl funny. He thought he was you think you up here talking to Brittany Renner, and that you can play and do all that. You thought you were talking to a woman that's gonna laugh and kiki with you, and this is a grown woman talking about what she does for a living, who is standing on business. Like, sir, do not deflect. You can't play them games with me. That's why men like Cam Newton do not date women like Dr. Vanessa Bryant. Y'all ever looked at these athletes who complain about these gold diggers and these women running in for their money and their pockets and taking everything they got? And ever been like, well, why don't they just date a regular woman, or date a doctor, or date a lawyer, or, date a psychologist, or date a teacher, or somebody regular like that? They cannot emotionally deal with real grown women. So they gotta go get women who are impressed with the money that they have so they continue to play these silly games.
you're low functioning.
No, I don't.
You just said people see your life and think you're not high functioning. The opposite of that would be low functioning.
No. Okay, so here you go. You're trying to take my intentions away from this. Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give you more?
Yeah, some more information. Heck yeah.
So, I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
By how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now,
By multiple women? What's the intent
I
of
just
saying
want God
about
to
your
bring
wife?
him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just,
Because
Baby, if I was Jazzy, soon as I saw that, oh, it would be over. It would be over. You didn't definitively and clearly say, I want to have more children with the woman that I'm with. Sir, this gonna be over anyway. Cause it sounds like to me you trying to bring a 4th baby mama into the fold. So guess what? If it was about the bag, baby, you done had your kid, you getting paid, sis. You gonna get paid. You gonna get paid. It don't matter if you leave him. Hey, it works both ways. So if you want to get married, you shouldn't have a baby for a man outside of marriage. But also, if a man don't want to have to come up off of no bag with that child support, you shouldn't be having all these kids out of wedlock. I don't think Cam Newton cares. But either way it goes, she gonna get paid. I wouldn't stay after this. After seeing this interview, it would definitely been over. Hey Jay now. Jazzy appears happy. She might be accepting of his behavior. I think she is accepting of his behavior. Right? I'm just saying what so we talked about this earlier. I know you just coming onto the live. So Jazzy is trying to portray it as she's just so in love with Cam Newton. But if you've been watching Jazzy for a while, she's not dumb. She knows how men operate. She knows how gold diggers operate. She knows all this stuff. So I'm quite sure that Jazzy is happy with the money that she's getting. My point is, she's gonna get paid regardless. So why be out here looking crazy? She had a name before Cam Newton.
Because my
And the girl is fine. She looks good. So she can go get another one. That's the thing. She can go do better than Cam Newton, really, if she wanted to. Okay. Y'all saw Eve went and got her a millionaire. Okay. She stopped dealing with these rap dudes. You see, Serena Williams stopped dealing with these rappers and ballers and went and got her a millionaire. You think somebody look like Jazzy can't go do better?
my point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
Drinking and driving is a decision that could change your whole world. You can face.
I already said she had we talked about her whole career before this. You're coming on new. Jazzy had her own bag before the pregnancy was next from the young social media entertainer. Yes, so we've talked about this already. So I already know she had money. That don't mean that's another thing. A smart one, a woman like that, why spend hers when she can spend yours and stack hers up? Just because a woman has money does not mean that she's not willing to put up with certain things from a man because he also has money. That don't that don't negate that. Two things can be true at the same time. What's up, cousin? I'm enjoying the conversation from the clips. Cam has given multiple examples of why. This is my cousin, y'all. He just had a baby. Y'all congratulate him. Him and my cousin just had a baby. Okay, I'm enjoying the conversation from the clips. Cam has given multiple examples of why he isn't high functioning. He's very low functioning. Why would a high functioning woman want this man? They don't. They don't, Langston. Exactly. And that's why I was saying, like, that's why these men don't date career women, right? Because we're women who are career women, who are high functioning women, are not gonna let a man sit up and spew this BS in their ear and go for it. That's just not happening. This seems to be reoccurring. Exactly. Yes. I'm so happy for them, y'all. Okay, my bad. I'm like, LOL. Let me listen more and comment less. Yeah, and I don't have any problem with disagreement at all. Like, I really don't. Um, yeah, but just listen a little bit more, and then I think too, um, I'm offering a woman's perspective too. I think we'll get into it more. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Let's finish the video.
A life-altering injury or potentially death. Your decision to drink and drive could permanently change someone else's world, whether you injure them or leave their loved ones grieving. The next time you're out drinking, call a rideshare, taxi, a sober friend, or a designated sober driver. The only decision that will change your world for the better is the decision to call a sober ride. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time. You're being very action-based.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active, okay?
Oh, that hurt my heart. Like, when she read him down like that, my heart just had some palpitations. So, like, I know that hurt his soul when she read him down like that. I know it. Okay, let's continue.
So you're creating, in disclaimer, The kids are innocent. They are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies because I can't wait to be a mom and I love the kids, period. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you.
Can we stop this? Can we stop giving credit? See, she's trying to be polite. She doesn't want to offend him. She wants to be able to get through to him. But honestly and truly, you can't get through to people like this. They have what's called a reprobate mind. Okay, he caught up in lust, and he has convinced himself that because he chooses to move in his lust, that he is high functioning and just the world doesn't understand him. No, that's not what that is. So she's giving him too much credit for his role as a parent, because I don't care, even if a man has the best intentions, even if he's equally financially providing for all of his kids, the fact of the matter is you have three different baby mothers that live in three different homes, right? And then on top of that, there are eight children. So you already, even if they were just in one home, that's a lot of kids to try to give equal attention to, right? But not only that, now you're dealing with three separate households. Even the best of fathers are not going to be able to do a as good of a job as they would have been able to do if it was just one household, or maybe even two. So it's like the more households you have, the less available you're going to be to your kids as a parent, especially when you're as busy as this man and you have to work. So let's stop giving credit where credit is not due, especially when he's sitting up here talking about possibly creating more households, right? He hasn't even put a cap on the households that he wants to create. So we cannot say, we don't know if he is a good father, first of all, but we can say that at this point he has created a situation that is irreversible, to where he can't be the best father that he could be. He could never be that, even with the purest intentions and desires. He could never be the best father he can be, unless it was a situation where all those women decided that they wanted to live up under the same roof. I don't know. That's possible. He got the money to do it. He got the money to, I don't know if they are with it. He has the money to convince them. So I don't know. We'll see.
Thus far, but these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. So at what point do you feel the fear, do it anyways? And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior to say that I am going to create these homes. Let me go better. I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still going to be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody who you're spending your life with. And then I'm going to build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's
Woo! She broke that all the way down. And let me tell y'all, there is nothing, I don't care how bad you want something in life, there is nothing in life that you are going to do that's worth it, right? That's going to be without fear. If it's worth it, if you don't feel fear before you jump and before you make a move, that means you're not thinking big enough. You're not striving for anything great enough. You're always comfortable. So that goes back to even when we were talking about, Big Sean saying he didn't want to marry Janae Aiko because he has these fears because there's problems that need to be worked out. Well, sir, you have fear in every relationship that you're in. It's not going away. It's not going away. So you have to confront it, right? That's where the growth comes in. That's where the character development comes in. And I'm not saying people should get married to people that they're not equally yoked with just because other people feel like they should get married. But I'm saying you shouldn't be if you shouldn't be creating kids like she's saying, knowing that you're gonna be moving in that type of fear. But even then, having that kind of fear about anything in life will keep you stale and stagnant and not growing. Meanwhile, he has deluded himself into thinking that he is so high minded and evolved when that's just simply not the case.
Completely unfair and it's selfish.
Just tell me when I can solve.
Yeah, almost. That's completely unfair and that's selfish. And so, yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department, which means you're compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved. Everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're going to feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box.
Ooh,
It's unhealthy.
girl.
And it's a huge dysfunction within our Black community that I truly believe personally, statistically, mental health wise, and community wise, that Black men would stop.
Black men with what?
Stop doing that, that they would stop that dysfunctional behavior of compartmentalizing and creating houses, not homes, and then finally a home with the wife. And then you have all these other houses that are homeless. But you over here, at some point when you do get a wife, if you do, I'm saying if that's what you want, you will. You'll get whatever you want. You're trying to create a home. Totally dysfunctional and extremely, that's the epitome of selfish. Epitome of selfish.
Man, I love that she came on there looking the way she looked and read him down real classy. He really couldn't say anything back. But I mean, of course, guys, y'all know this channel is not really a celebrity gossip channel. We use these situations to help us avoid these type of situations in real life. You understand? So even me, I'm gonna bring this back personally. You know, I have a child out of wedlock, and I've said this before. Um, if I had to go back and do it again, I would have my daughter all over again because I feel like she was my mission. Will I be having any more for anybody else? I highly doubt it. It's not something I have a desire to do. But with that said, I was with my daughter's dad for 5 years. By year 3, I knew I did not want to be with him. I knew this was not forever. This is not somebody that I want to get married to. Me not having confidence in myself and me first of all having the inaccurate, the wrong belief that I needed to be with somebody in order to have value kept me there with him because I felt like if I leave this man now, nobody is gonna want me. And this was before I had my daughter. I felt like, well, who gonna want me? Who gonna wanna be? I had low self-esteem. I'm not even talking about him. This don't have nothing to do with him. This has everything to do with how I felt about me. So it's fear of being alone, not seeing myself, not seeing my value, being having my whole identity wrapped up in being somebody's girlfriend. Like that was the only thing that gave me value. Not the fact that I was in school, not the fact that I graduate, was on track to graduate with honors, which I did. Not that I, was accomplishing all these other things academically. It was I'm somebody's girlfriend. Somebody's girlfriend. And because of that, I stayed in that relationship much longer than what I should have, 2 years longer than what I should have. And I ended up getting pregnant and having a kid out of wedlock, right? And again, if you don't want to get married and you want to, fine. I'm not trying to convince people to want to get married. I'm just talking about how we affect those kids. And there has been real, even though I've done the best that I can as a single parent, my daughter's dad, it's not like he helps. If I call him today and be like, hey, can you pay for her to do this and that, he ain't gonna give me no problems, right? He loves his daughter. But the reality is that you do have to deal with the consequences of not having both parents in the home when you bring your kid into this world. The kid is going to have questions, and the child is going to feel sad that their parents are not together, and the child is going to feel sad that on some holidays they can't see the other parent. You understand? There are so many things that come to it, and you don't know what goes into it until you're in it. So then for that to be the situation with not just one child's mom and her kids, but you have multiple and you keep creating this same situation, it's just really destructive, you know? So it's okay. Like, we all make mistakes in life. We all don't move correctly in life. Nobody gives us a guidebook, but to continue to do the same thing over and over again, knowingly and willingly, and people are telling you not to do that or explaining to you the reasons why it's detrimental, and you still choose to continue to move that way, that, my dear, tells me that you are in the spiritual basements. Okay, you not in the attic where you think you are. You are in spiritual hell. Okay, hell on earth. Oh yeah, she was spitting. A lot of therapists say this is why it's hard to have meaningful therapy with men. They use logic to explain away bad behavior, and that's not healthy. Exactly. That is why, um, if you have paid attention to this YouTube space, a lot of the men, because I see a lot of women get upset with the men who do content that is directed towards women. And they're like, well, why don't y'all just go talk to the men? Why don't y'all go talk to their friends? And these men keep telling us, Tony Gaskins has said it. Uh, AP on AP for Life has said it. I believe Hardly Initiated. He said all these channels that talk to women have said it. They said we can't talk to the men because the men don't listen. They're not doing the work. They're not the ones calling us for coaching. They're not the ones showing up to our relationship workshops. So a lot of these men, even in this space, have said, okay, the only thing that we can do to change the situation is just to convince women to see their worth, and to tell them stop dealing with these men to begin with. That's the only thing that's going to make a dent in the situation, because you get situations like this where you have men like Cam Newton. He knows what she's saying is correct, but he wants to defend his wrongness so much. He don't want to change. He's change resistant. And as women, we have to take accountability for that, because he doesn't have to change. Like I said at the beginning of the live, it's always going to be a woman lined up willing to do what Jazzy is doing for him, because he's rich, famous, and he has money. So why would he have to change? He's getting everything that he wants, staying exactly the way that he is. And that's why it's up to us, the women, to correct our behavior. Because if we don't do it, nothing is going to change. We have to look in the mirror and check ourselves first. Point blank, period. Okay, guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give y'all like a couple of minutes. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. If anybody wants to give their opinion on what I just talked about tonight, you can. You don't have to cam up. If you just want to come on here with your avatar and give your opinion, I'm all ears. If you have any opposing views, I'm open to listening to it. So I'll give y'all a couple minutes. And if nobody come up, then just bow down and submit to a man, and everything going to be all right. What's so hard? Okay, well, that's your opinion. Now, if you can find a woman to do that, then cool. That's your business. You know? It's not going to be me, but hey. Matter of fact, Intelligent Hood Genius, why don't you come up here? I dropped the link in the chat. Why don't you come up here and explain that logic to us? Why do you think that women should just bow down and submit to men? And that's not difficult. Can you come up here and explain to us the benefits that's in it for women when we bow down and submit? Convince us. Come on, you gotta sell it, baby. Make us want to. Because if you can't do that, then I don't think you should be leaving comments like that. If you cannot convince women that it's beneficial for us to bow down and submit, then there's no point in you telling us to bow down and submit. Because if we don't see the benefit in it, we're not gonna do it. So there's no point in even having the discussion. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna wait like a minute and then for somebody to come backstage and then I'm gonna get off of here. Guys, this was a really good live. I'm sorry I didn't come on and talk about this yesterday. Oh, my internet seemed like it was gonna start tripping today. I will be back on, so I'm gonna do a couple of lunch lives this week and then I'm gonna come on Friday, because I want my Saturday and Sundays free. Guys, again, if you need any type of coaching with anything, you need any advice about a situation, you need somebody to talk to, email me at mariahclayton17@gmail.com. I'm going to put that in the description. Also, travel season is coming up. Y'all know I live in Colombia. Y'all know I like to travel. I'm planning a trip to Peru. If you have travel plans for the holidays, if you're thinking about going somewhere for the holidays, hit me up as well for that. I have at mariah.brown@fora.travel. I will help you book your hotels. If you want to go the Airbnb route, we can do that too, as well as I create full itineraries. So that you can have a really fun trip. Yes, Tatiana. Mhm. She just wanted to come on camera and say hey to y'all. All right, guys. Well, that's all I have for tonight. Go on, Tatiana. I will see y'all. The next time I'm gonna come on is Wednesday, so I will see y'all on Wednesday. Thank you to everybody who came through, showed love. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already. That helps my videos get circulated across these YouTube streets. And I will holler at y'all next time. Y'all have a good week. Bye bye.